Hi YouTube, and today we speak in English because we have my editing for this video and it's about my penpals. 2 years ago I have American penpals. I went to France to discover the country and I make an interview with him and to speak about his life in USA and etc. So, hi Jason. I hope you like this interview, old interview. I know my English in this video is not very good, it's very bad. Even me, I can't understand, so don't worry, I make subtitles, I French subtitles, don't English subtitles, but enjoy this video and see you next time. Alors j'ai parlé juste en français, mais j'avais oublié, mais j'avais les cheveux gris. Donc pour ceux qui viennent d'il y a un an, ouais, c'était fou. Il y a 2 ans, c'était il y a 2 ans. Et salut YouTube, et aujourd'hui on va faire une vidéo avec un correspondant américain. Come on.
Bonjour.
It's Jason. He come in France for
School trip.
For school trip.
Oui.
During
4 days. 4 days with
4
you.
days in Montague and
About 4 days in Paris.
Okay, present you.
Hi. I like to play guitar and play saxophone. I'm really bad at both of them, but I like to play them. I play in the band and I sing in choir at my school. I graduated about 3 weeks ago, so I'm 18. I'm a big kid now. I have responsibilities now, and I'm really excited. And it's been lovely staying here and getting to know your family. They're almost like my family. It's weird. It's very similar to how my family acts with each other. So, yeah, it's been wonderful.
It's good. It's like an interview. So, it's your first driver, so did you like this driver? Do you
Yes.
like this driver? So
Yes, no, you're fine. The plane ride, initially, before I got on the plane, I realized, wow, I'm going to be really high up in the sky, and that was really scary. But once I got on the plane, it was very easy, and not nearly as big of a deal as I thought it would have been. And yeah, it's been wonderful being here, and I'm so happy that I got the chance to come to Paris, because I thought I would never get out of the United States. I was happy just to get out of Ohio at home, so I'm very happy that I got the chance to be here, because it's been wonderful.
Okay.
You know, so many different things, buildings look different, and people are different. It's just such a different atmosphere here than it was at home, and it's really interesting.
Do you prefer Paris or Montague?
Montague. A smaller environment. I like the architecture more. The look of everything is much prettier. Paris is a little bit too busy, a little bit too crowded. City life isn't for me.
Montague is like in your city?
Like my
Okay,
town,
okay.
yes. It reminds me a lot of Asheville, and how Asheville's a little bit away from it all and much more confined, and everybody knows each other, and yeah, I like that kind of environment a lot more.
Okay, what are your hobby?
Guitar, saxophone. I love listening to music. Music has always been really important to me for the past few years. I try to listen to everything, but I usually listen to Green Day and rock music, 90s alt music. That's some of my favorite stuff. I don't get out nearly as much as I should, but I try to. I try to exercise, but not always.
Okay. And I think you like video games?
Oh, we. Yeah, I don't play them a lot anymore, but I love to play them whenever I have time. Just juggling work and other things, it's hard, but I love playing video games. Un petit peu.
In Battlefield, yes.
Come see, come ça. Is it hard speaking English almost all day, every day, for the last few days?
Oh, it's me.
For you, yes.
Okay. Yes, it's very difficult because to search a good word for explain my thinking. So I like speaking English. I like very and with you. It's
Yes.
very easy to me to speak English with you. You understand my thinking. To have good vocabulary,
It's
I
hard.
must make training more
Yes.
and more for future school. Like university, or make a travel in the United States maybe,
Oui.
or in English country. It's a real good opportunity for me to have you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay. Do you like my school in French?
Yes. It was really When we saw it a few days ago, when we visited it just to see it, it looked a lot different from my schools. You know, usually schools are made out of brick, and it looks a little bit, I don't know what's the word for it. It doesn't look as modern. Yours looks very modern with a lot of steel and a lot of, so it was a different look, which was interesting. And also the schedules and everything is a lot different. Usually at my school, it's certain bells send you off to different classes at certain times, while yours is much more free. You get out of class whenever, you kind of go back to whatever class whenever. It's much more strict in America. Okay. And rather than have, at least in my school, it's a little bit different at other schools, but at my school, you have just one set of classes that you take every day for almost the entire year, if not half the year. Well, with you have these classes one day, another set of classes another day, so it changes, and whenever you get home, it changes and stuff. It's much different in America.
Okay.
But it's interesting, and I think it gives kids good opportunities to, you know, not be as stressed. Rather than have a whole day of going through all these classes, you get to just have a few here and a few there, and you get free time to socialize or to study or whatever you do. And I think that's really healthy.
Okay. Do you have the same exam in United States like in French?
It's a little bit different. In university, if you don't pass your exam, then yours is actually very similar to how it works in university. But at my school, at least, exams are just a part of the class. It's like a final test. And even if you do bad on that exam, if you've done well in the class the whole year, you'll still be okay. You'll get a mediocre grade. But you know, as long as your grade's been good and this final test isn't awful, you'll be fine. There's no final test or final exam that determines whether or not you go on. It's just your grade at the end of the year that determines whether or not you go on. But there's also a lot more testing. There's the state test where the state gives you this big thing that encompasses what you should have learned throughout the year. There might be some stuff you don't know. But you take that and you have to get a certain score on those tests. And then at the end of taking all those tests, they determine whether or not you're good to go or you have to retake them.
Okay.
And then there's the ACT and the SAT, which is nationwide, where it's these really big tests encompassing like everything you know, reading and math and science. And you take those tests, and those tests and how well you do determines whether or not colleges are going to look for you and are going to offer you money to go to their school.
Okay. We have a grading too in our exam. We can make like A, B, C, D, A. Mm-hmm. So if we are under A, we can't go in the next class, like yes. University and other school. And it's very difficult in France because we have many exams, like oral, write exam.
A presentation.
Presentation
oral, yes.
With a project or like me today, science project. It's more difficult in France, but
much more stressful.
Yes,
much bigger deal.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
We had that with the state testing for a while. Up until halfway through my school years, it was the same test, and then for 2 years we had 2 different tests for the state test because they were just trying to see what would work. And they've settled it now. We know what we take now, and it's been the same for a while. But for a while, it was really like oddball things, which was, it's just testing and see how it goes, and it was fine.
I think it's finished. Do you want me
Successful video.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
J'espère que ça vous aura plu. And see you next time.